Residents in southern Tasmania are demanding to know why cloud seeding was conducted over the Derwent River catchment the day before the worst floods in 40 years. Cloud seeding is a technique used to increase rain.
Does the ADQ have the ability to take a position on this and investigate it further and find out where these toxic metals are coming from that are in our rainwater and in our blood? Thank you.
Is working to make sure we get every drop of rain possible out of this storm.
It shows us cloud seeding is now underway.
With a small pop and a puff of smoke, cloud seeding is done in the hills above Pasadena.
Well, we send up particles from the apparatus behind me that will seed the cloud. It'll go into the cloud, and this particle will be attracting water vapor inside the cloud, creating a drop of water that starts as ice, and as it falls to earth, we get heavier rain.
We've had a lot of cases where we were seeding storms that had no business being seeded. We were just kind of throwing darts, and we were seeing responses in some of those. So we are learning that maybe there's more opportunity with some of these. Maybe we don't even need to have a rain cloud. We could go work cumulocongestus clouds that aren't really precipitating yet. And if
radar-absorbing carbon fiber clouds tested under a variety of at-sea conditions using assets from the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force. These man-made clouds are part of a layered defense and are capable of preventing a missile from detecting and striking its target.
China is not leaving things to Mother Nature. The Chinese government is planning to employ upgraded weather control systems in Heilongjiang, Jilin, and Liaoning, the three provinces responsible for 54% of the nation's rice production. The project, which will continue until June, involves creating artificial rain using cloud seeding, special aircraft, rockets, and much more. China has been tinkering with the idea for years, but how controllable can the weather be? Skeptics.
Mr. Fletcher, another question on the in an interview with the Los Angeles Times on April 21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest. Would you explain what you were trying to say?
Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said. There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring, but I certainly will see to it that it is brought in for the record. Number one, the entire patents on the equipment. Number two, Senator Claiborne Pell's complete statement and story of his own that not only does it exist, but that we even utilize it as far back as the Vietnam War. You might want to touch base with Senator Pell.
I just want to repeat before I turn to
question. Yes, but we do have all that information.
You're saying the government has created weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans
worldwide,
millions of Americans, and to control the rest.
Yes, sir, and that's my belief. As
All right, guys, welcome back. We've made it to another 16-day forecast, reporting from FEMA Region 7. You're looking at a C-130 with retrofitted spray nozzles. They're on a mosquito mission over the Missouri River, deploying the toxic fumes for the mosquito mitigation. Where do you think all that stuff's drifting to? Let's jump into the main screen. We're getting waxed. If you look up in the sky, if you watch your local news, they'll tell you filtered sun. Hey, there's going to be filtered sun out there today. That's code word for the contrails, chemtrails, water vapor. You know, it's just code word. They'll say high, thin, cirrus clouds. You know, anything but what they really are. We can see here over Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, we're just getting smacked down. Go ahead and expand this out. It's going on worldwide, affecting the weather. We got a big spraying operation there over Arizona, Utah, Idaho, California, everywhere. We're streaming on Rumble. We're over on Rumble here. Let me see if I can get you the link to the stream here. Let me get you the link here. Copy. We post that into the chat for you. So there's the Rumble live right there. Big spraying operation up there over Canada. Anyway, we'll jump into some articles here. Probably won't go over all of them, but we'll go over some of them here. Why is that playing? I'm trying to pause that. All right, my something went funky on my chat here. It just shut off. I'm going to reload the chat. All right, I think it's going to start back up. Yeah, you're getting hit over in Scotland. I see that. All right, let's jump into it. Oh, let me turn off the... Here we go. We got an atmospheric river slamming the Pacific Northwest in a series of spring storms. Wow, is that all there is to the article? What in the world? I like reading these comments, you know, when they post this stuff. I guess that's the whole article, man. What kind of article is that? I just popped these up. I didn't have a good time to go over them. Oh, yeah, they got the woke everywhere. Now they're saying climate control could push more hurricanes towards the U.S. coast, new study finds. Every prediction on their hurricanes have been wrong. They've never been right. Climate control would likely make hurricanes stronger and cause them to hit the U.S. East and Gulf Coast more often in coming decades. See, they got to push it way out because it's not happening now. In fact, they've been less frequent. Everything's going to be about this because it's to help usher in this new world order they're all talking about. Even the mainstream media is talking about the new world order. They're saying the upper atmospheric wind changes caused by warming ocean temperatures in the eastern Pacific Ocean are what led to expected increase in hurricane frequency along the coast. Well, that's the bunker fuel operations. That's the cloud brightening, the cloud whitening operations that we've been seeing, creating artificial cloud blankets, blocking the sun, trapping the heat in. These same changes will also reduce vertical wind shear near the coast, ultimately strengthening the coastal storms. What about all the heavy metal particulates that are in these things? The high sulfur, the nitrogen. You know, they'll only tell you the part of the story that they want you to know. Drought-ravaged Colorado River gets relief from snow, but long-term water crisis remains. From 4 months ago, the outlook at Colorado River was so dire that federal projections showed imminent risk of reservoirs dropping to dangerously low levels. But after the winter's major storms, the river's depleted reservoirs are set to rise substantially with the runoff and the snowpack, largest since 1997. Despite the reprieve, officials are still grappling with how to address the river's chronic water deficit. You know, they're trying to control everything. A lot of this they just drain back into the ocean. You know, they're managing everything, the rain, the water, the snow. Yeah, I'm feeling okay today. I haven't the last couple of days, man. I have days where I'm doing just fine, and then, man, I just go downhill for a couple of days. But yeah, did pretty good today. My legs were like probably the most swollen they've been in a couple of months, but I still got through. I did quite a bit of work today. I just worked through it. I go in for a MRI tomorrow and then a CT scan Wednesday. See what's going on, see if they got them tumors out of there. Really just got to deal with the swelling. Snow floods, wildlife in peril, grueling winter leaves Yosemite scarred, shrouded in smoke. Historic storms. Rains bring California Lake back from the dead. We're surrounded by water. You know, it's all about controlling the narrative. We got hundreds of thousands without power in Canada after that ice storm. Over 400,000. At one time, it was over 1 million people without power. Now they're saying Antarctica could lose its ice forever. Coming out of Live Science. Antarctica could be completely ice-free one day if we allow climate change to continue unabated. The change will take thousands of years, but we only have a century to stop it. We won't be around that long with what's going on now. We know who's coming back. We know who wins. You know, the whole world's been changing. Remember, way back, there was all one landmass, man. The land is constantly moving. The plates are shifting, volcanoes. You can't stop any of that stuff. And if you're not going to stop, you know, the main culprits that are injecting all this stuff into the atmosphere, we're not going to get anywhere. And why should we? The earth takes care of itself. So if it resets itself, just like every civilization has come and gone, we will too. You cannot stop natural weather. You can only mess it up. So now they're having a power shower ban as a recipe for smelly disaster. Coming out of Westminster. A part for a new plan for water. Government ministries are rumored to be pushing for limits on power showers. So now they want to limit your taking a shower. It's just getting completely out of hand. It's clear that we have a water problem from smelly seaside polluted ponds. Government focus on cleaning up, securing resources, instead of thinking how we might create an abundance of clean water. They want to ration everybody. Want to slash your daily use of water from 144 liters to 122. Insane, man. They want to control everything. They think they're gods. And that's where the problem comes in. They're not God. It's when you take God out of it, this stuff happens. Farmer uncovers company dark secret after cow kept dying, an intimate, substantial threat to health. Back in the 90s, tenant noticed something strange was happening to his cows. No matter how much he fed them, they kept losing weight, developing tumors, dying. Coming out of the Chicago Tribune. The farm was situated near the DuPont factory in the landfill. You know, it's the forever chemicals. They're in the ground everywhere. You can't get away from them. How are they going to clean that up? You can't. It's all here. In Australia, Campbell Parade, Bondi confused locals. That's why the streetlights are turning their suburb purple. All the streetlights changed from normal white to purple. It said it was caused by a manufacturing defect in a batch of LED bulbs. You know, these LED bulbs are no good for you. They can communicate. They can do all kinds of stuff people don't even know about. You got to look into this stuff. Affects your health. All kinds of stuff. But yet they continue to push them. A new law would make it easier to detain people with mental illness. Coming out of California. I mean, look at California, man. Who wants to live there anymore? These people had no business running anything. Brisbane bakery removes cross from a hot cross buns, with expert calling the move woke madness. I mean, what is all this stuff? It's a war against religion, war against, God, war against common sense. You know, they want the Hunger Games and all the weird stuff. It's all going, it's a spiritual battle. That's where the fight is, man. It's spiritual. Whether you're spiritual or not, man, it's here. We got a bunch of Starlink satellites keep falling out of orbit. You know, with all the crazy sun weather, man, I filmed the sun this morning, man. I got some pretty good shots of one of the sunspots. See if I can show you a picture of it. Gotta try to remember where I put them. Wrong place. I moved them to a different hard drive because I'm running out of space on everything. See if this is it. March. Here's one of the sunspots. I caught that this morning. I got several versions of it. I took all kinds of different videos of it. Tried to process a few of them before we come on. Man, these files are so big. You're talking, one file is almost 100 gigabytes, so it's really hard to work with these things. They're just so huge. Go ahead and get out of there. I got some killer moon footage I haven't even got to go over yet from this morning. In the Garden of England, loss-making orchards are cut down. The stumps of dozens of apple trees lie discarded along the side of the field. You know, there's wiping the food supply out, all the natural stuff. Australia's east coast lashed by severe thunderstorms. They're getting ready to get blasted by a Category 4 cyclone on the west coast. And nobody's talking about it. No mainstream's talking about it. It's not on any of the maps. More Fukushima news. Man, why's he got that mask on like that? That's a weird, like an anon mask or something. You know, they say it killed 20,000 people. It's still killing people. All this stuff is still raining down on us and will for hundreds of years. New study says climate control could be cause of more home runs this season. Really? How's that going to work? So again, they're to make it more exciting than ever this year for baseball fans, possibly creating a small spike in home runs. Well, how's it going to happen? ABC News. Well, where's the article? That's it? What kind of crap is that? Who? That's the article? And the mainstream media is just completely, due to warmer temperatures. Man, BS. Methane being part of the alarming rise in planet warming gases. No kidding. But we'd also need a little methane. Methane in the atmosphere had its fourth highest annual increase in 2022. Have they went back and looked through the records? Man, we're not even close to being super high from what it used to be. Everything's lies, man. See, they legalized propaganda back around 2008, so everything's propaganda. Nothing's true. You know, they had to change the definitions of global heating and climate control and all that. They say the temperatures have risen dramatically in about the past 150 years. That's not even a speck in a timeline of the Earth. They don't go through any of the sun cycles, any of that stuff. Solar winds drop down now. They're down to about 340 kilometers a second. We had a chance of flares today, 30% chance of M-class flares. Sunspot 3272 was unstable beta-gamma magnetic field. Any explosions would be geoeffective. You might suppose that the far side of the sun hidden from view. However, researchers using techniques called helioseismology can make maps of it. Pretty good auroras going on. Only 2 fireballs. Nothing close coming in. Now we had some training missions up here around BC. These were from yesterday. But also We had one go all the way from Alaska all the way down to Florida. Low-level reconnaissance. You always got to wonder when they're over here what they're doing. All right, so let's take a look at this. These storms they're not talking about. And right now it's if I can get it where I can read it. Tropical Storm 18. This thing is going to turn into a Category 4 cyclone. See if I can pan this out. We'll see how far it goes in. We can get it to load here. So yeah, right where they always conjure these storms up. Remember the one went for thousands of miles. This one's going to curve right on in. And it's going to ramp up quick. Category 1, Category 2, Category 3, and then 4, and then bam. And we get the big low frequency antenna array right there. So we know it's not going to hit that. Anyway, we'll be watching that over the next few days. Let me bring that up while we're... Now, I think Dutch Sense put a video out about all these fires and weird spots coming off. And I went over here and looked at it, man. There's been fires burning over here for days. Like all kinds of fires. But that was kind of weird how all the things popped off. And I don't know if it had anything to do with the daylight or anything like that. And it could be some kind of electromagnetic stuff. But also, man, we just have tons of fires. Like they've been burning for days out here. And I don't know if he's seen that, if he went back and looked. If you go back, I mean, there's just tons of fires going on. I'm trying to go back. See, they've been burning for days and days and days. All these dark spots. So a lot of it is like pre-subscribed burns. Plus it's so dry. Now, my thing with the under the ground, man, we got some kind of insane thing going on with the ponds and the roads, the water evaporation. Like my pond's almost completely dry right now. And we've had rain here and there. But where's the water going, man? And all the ponds around these farms are drying up. Soon as it rains, the water don't fill up. It's just being sucked into the ground. So there's something definitely going on under the ground. I mean, it's crazy how fast everything is being just evaporated. So I don't know if it's the plates or sun stuff, who knows, man, but something's definitely funky. Could be watching for a big earthquake. Big spraying operation over Milwaukee. We're all hit big time here over Missouri, Iowa. Everybody's getting hit. Yep, I got the bag cancer. Still upright. No bunker fuel operation. Few aerosols out here. So there's day 2 without the spraying operations. We got a spraying operation up here over France. They're getting hit. Over here by Spain, UK, Ireland. Denmark's getting waxed. Even getting hit over here in the Black Sea where they're all, look, there's a bunker fuel ship. Over here where all the war stuff's going on. Big bunker fuel ship, aerosols being deployed. Spraying over the Baltic Sea. Haven't seen a lot of spraying down here over United Arab Emirates for a while. And you got the big pollution area over here. Can't even see the ground, man. It's so polluted. Look at all the fires in Myanmar. Aerosols over China. Definitely over here. All right, let's get into the 16-day forecast. So really the pattern has changed a little bit. But really the main targets are over on the West Coast, same targets. British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Northern California, same spot. And it looks like we got some ramping up going to start down here in the Gulf of Mexico, and of course the four corners here of Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma. Really, it's lightened up here, so we're way up into the upper northeast and over Canada. Florida's going to get in on some moisture here. Down there in Cancun, looks like they're going to pick up some heavy stuff. Looks like Louisiana is going to get, or Mississippi there is going to get hit pretty good. And what is that weird little rain bond spot down there under Louisiana? All right, let me put this on what we need it on. Yeah, I guarantee California people are tired of the rain and snow. All right, so we're going to go up 6 hours at a time. I'll talk about anything we need to talk about. First off, you just got all the snow, heavy rain for British Columbia, Washington, Oregon. Got a few storms coming in from all the aerosols they just deployed. Texas, Oklahoma, all the way up. Florida, southern Florida is going to get hit a little bit here. Let's take this up 6 hours. So all the aerosols being deployed now are setting up this system. West Coast. Really not showing a whole lot. Probably not going to be a super big rainmaker. Really not a lot of wind right now. Like I just could scroll through this pretty fast. Nothing really to talk about. Look at the heat going all the way up into Canada. Snow, cold. So it's really a big high pressure of warm air going to cover the whole United States. And where's all the storms from that? I'm not sure. You'd think there would have been a pretty big storm other than the ones that just come through. So here's our little storms popping up down there in the Gulf of Mexico. Like there ain't even hardly none to talk about here. Looks like they just keep developing in the same couple areas down in the Gulf of Mexico. Get a little break here around Wednesday, April 12th for Washington, Oregon, California. Just a little light, probably won't even be hitting the ground, and a pretty good rain bomb for Mississippi here on Wednesday, April 12th. So it looks like that's pretty good. Man, it's just They're really hitting this exact spot. And that's where there's a lot of oil refineries right there. So it looks like they may be targeting the oil refineries. We're in Thursday, April 13th. Look at that. It's just perfectly in that little strip of Mississippi. Look at that. They just keep coming in that exact spot until we get into later in the day, Thursday, April 13th. And then they kind of pop up quite a bit bigger, start heading over towards Alabama and Florida. So it looks like here around Thursday, Friday the 14th, you guys are going to get hit with a rain bomb. And just kind of slowly goes off. Little ice storm, more ice storms up for Canada on Saturday, April 15th. And here comes our next semi-big system. Starting to get the cold air trying to drop back down. Get storms for Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, Carolinas. Same areas. And here we go. There's the same rain bombs popping off down there with Louisiana, and then ice storms, more ice storms for Canada. The cold air just can't really get pushed down here, affecting the vortex stream. That's a pretty big storm right there. If it stays off the coast, we'll be all right. If the thing gets up a little north, there's no cold air to push it down. So that could come up on the ground. So heads up on next Sunday, the 16th. Just in case that thing goes a little north. Little storm there for Illinois. Ice storm still for Canada. It's going to stick around a while. Going to have next Sunday quite a few little rain bombs down there for Florida and the southern part. And it looks like they just keep developing Sunday down there. Finally, a little bit of cold air drops down around the 17th. That's going to push that right off. And then the rains come back for the upper west. Just light stuff up for the upper northeast. Pretty big swath of rain. Look at all these little pop-up rain bombs. Then the warm air goes way up into Canada. And then this cold front drops way down. And that could really fire some storms I would see here. No, it's not even showing it popping anything off on Tuesday, April 18th. There should be some wicked storms popping off right there. They're showing them way out off the coast. So another kind of a slow time here around Wednesday, April 19th. Light rain for the west. Like, where's the storms for this? So that's kind of funky. So pretty clear going all the way into April 20th. And then later in April 20th, you got some snow coming in for Northern California, light rain. Pretty heavy snow for the mountains. A little bit there for Montana, Idaho. Kind of a weird setup here. A lot of warm air going up. It looks pretty like more deeper into spring. Yeah, there's like nothing to talk about, man. We're on Friday, April 21st. A little bit of snow up there for Canada. You know, it all depends on if they pop off a bunker fuel operation or a bunch of aerosols get deployed. So April 23rd, 2 Sundays from now, a little storm there for Missouri. Kind of a weird looking thing. Looks like a demon or something, like with wings flying. More rain for the right on the border, Arkansas. Has one of the target zones right there. So that rain bombs are going to be later in the month. Monday, April 24th, the rain bombs will start down there. Kind of sticking around. More rain for California on the 24th, upper California, southern Oregon. Going into Tuesday, April 25th, a little bit of rain for the Carolinas, Georgia, light stuff. And a little more heavy stuff on April 25th. In the mountains, same mountains keep getting hit. We'll be steering the atmospheric river right in there. And then there's several days. So let's see, 16-day forecast for us. Let's go check some of the moisture amounts around the world. Go to some different regions here. My voice is kind of going out on me. Let's go ahead and look at Australia. We got that. Yeah, look, there's where the Category 4 is coming in. Look, they're showing it die off really quick. West side of Tasmania is going to get hit pretty good. So that's comes in the ground. That'll be some pretty good flooding. I mean, that's showing a lot of over 500 millimeters. Check New Zealand. Pretty, a little bit lighter than normal. Usually get waxed the whole west side, but the North Island is going to get some pretty good moisture, it looks like. Check Europe. So Norway is going to get hit pretty good. North UK. A little lighter for them guys now. Italy and all them is going to get hit a little bit harder. Go and check East Asia. Whoa, we got some big storm brewing out there. That looks like a monster cyclone. But it's really curving back. That's showing it going right by Guam. Let's see, how could I look at that? So yeah, we got you might have to watch out here, Captain Tom. I don't know when that's gonna show up here. Here, let me back that up. So they're saying this thing's gonna develop around April 12th. April 12th. So right around April. Let me just unzoom this. So it's going on up. Something's forming. So yeah, right around Wednesday, April 19th. Heads up, Captain. Looks like you got something headed for you guys going all the way into April 20th, 21st. So that thing's really hooking early. Usually they form over here and they go straight up, or over here and go up. So that's pretty wild. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I'll work on some of them shots I took. And then if I can tomorrow night, I'll be on. And I'll do a little any health updates or anything like that. Anyway, guys, armor on. We're in a spiritual war. We need to pray for everybody on the planet. We need to pray for the planet. We need to put the armor on. Whether you're spiritual or not, man, good vibes. We got to beat the evil with good. That's the only way. Anyway, guys, armor on, eyes to the sky, much love. And we will catch you soon. I'm out of here. Hey, thanks everybody out there. It helps us. Helps more than you know. Especially I haven't worked in over 3 weeks. So thanks everybody out there. I got to figure out. So I'm going to have to pay my work insurance again. Because I'm not paying into it. So anyway, guys, armor on. Much love. Eyes to the sky. I'm out. Be safe. And much love.